Today on Rappler, the Senate's approval and trust ratings drop in the aftermath of corruption scandals. Rehabilitation Secretary Panfilo Lacson says he may quit. And the WHO warns the Ebola outbreak is moving faster than efforts to control it. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The Philippine Senate suffers a significant drop in approval ratings after 3 members were charged with plunder while 20 others received allocations from Malacanang's illegal spending program. A Pulse Asia survey conducted from June 24th to July 2 shows the Senate's approval score drops from 41% in March to 33% in June, a difference of negative 8 percentage points. Its overall disapproval rating goes up by 9 percentage points from 14% in March to 23% in June. Compared to the Senate and the House of Representatives, the Supreme Court scores the highest national ratings, 49% approval ratings and 42% trust ratings. The survey coincided with the High Court's ruling striking down key features in the administration's disbursement acceleration program, a decision President Benigno Aquino criticized. The anti-graft court, the Sandigan Bayan, orders the suspension of opposition Senator Bong Revilla from public office for 90 days. The court's first division also orders the suspension of Richard Cambe, Revilla's staff member and co-accused in the corruption scandal. The two face graft and plunder charges for allegedly pocketing 224 million pesos, or about $5 million of development funds. Revilla earlier asked the Sandigan Bayan not to suspend him until his petitions before the High Court are resolved. 2 other senators facing charges over the scandal have been ordered suspended, Senators Juan Ponce Enrile and Jinggoy Estrada. Rehabilitation Secretary Panfilo Lacson says he's considering quitting his post. He says his main task, submitting the master rehabilitation plan for areas hit by Super Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda, is over. In a radio interview Sunday, he said he will meet with President Aquino to discuss the future. Last Friday, Lacson submitted the 170.7 billion peso or $3.93 billion Haiyan rehabilitation plan. But the president did not give Lacson power to implement the rehabilitation order. Under Memorandum Order Number 62, Lacson's role is limited to, quote, overall manager and coordinator. National and local government agencies are supposed to implement the plan Lacson's office draws up. Described as a CEO without a budget, Lacson is often compared to Indonesian counterpart Kuntoro Mangkusubroto, who wielded near-absolute powers after successfully rebuilding the cities of Aceh and Nias after the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. Weather Bureau Pag-asa tells residents of Ilocos and Central Luzon prepare for flash floods and landslides Tuesday. Typhoon Halong, local name Jose, will enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat and may bring heavy rain. In its 5 p.m. update Monday, Pag-asa says it spotted Jose 840 kilometers east-southeast of Apari, Cagayan at 4 p.m. Jose packs winds of up to 168 kilometers per hour, up to 165 kilometers per hour near the center, with gustiness of up to 200 kilometers per hour. Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon can expect more rains on Tuesday, while Visayas and Mindanao will enjoy fair weather. Check out Rappler's Project Agos microsite, a one-stop shop to help the public prepare better for disasters. Project Agos aims to raise awareness on climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction and management. You can see what to do before, during, and after natural disasters like floods and earthquakes. Visit www.rappler.com/projectagos. Afraid of losing their jobs, more than 11,000 Filipinos choose to remain in Libya, even after the Philippine government ordered them to leave. Only 800 of the 13,000 Filipinos in Libya have gone back to the Philippines. Philippine Foreign Affairs spokesman Charles Jose says 200 asked for government assistance to go home. A ship is set to ferry them out of Libya Friday. Jose says many Filipinos would rather take the chance of living through the civil war rather than being jobless in the Philippines. Jose also says Filipino medical workers are under pressure not to leave because they make up 60% of Libya's hospital staff. Jose says if all of them leave, that will paralyze Libya's medical services. A Rappler exclusive. The Islamic State, or IS, formerly known as ISIS or the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq, expands its recruitment in the Philippines through social media. On July 23, a video showing senior Abu Sayyaf leader Isnilon Hapilon was posted on YouTube. Hapilon links arms with masked men and swears allegiance to ISIS and its head, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. This is not the first time Filipinos said they joined and recruited for ISIS, although it's unclear exactly what that means. On July 2, an online video showed Filipinos in a Taguig prison, many of them members of the Abu Sayyaf, gathering around a black flag and swearing allegiance to ISIS. 3 days later, a second video was posted showing about a dozen masked men claiming to be members of Abu Sayyaf. A third video shows masked men speaking in Arabic, Bahasa Indonesia, and Filipino, claiming to throw Filipino support behind ISIS, but investigators say this video was uploaded from Indonesia. A day before the video of Isnilon Hapilon, Abu Sayyaf's number 2, according to the FBI, a day before this was posted, the Islamic State posted a video calling for recruits from Indonesia, which has the world's largest Muslim population and a once active terrorist network that carried out near annual attacks. Officials say at least 60 Indonesians, 30 Malaysians, 2 Singaporeans, and 2 Filipinos have fought or are fighting with ISIS. Authorities fear the fighters will bring the radical ideology and terror tactics home. Israeli troops begin a unilateral 7-hour truce in most of Gaza Monday. The truce comes after 10 people died in a fresh strike on a United Nations school in Gaza Sunday. It's the third time in 10 days that a UN school sheltering displaced Palestinians was hit. Efforts to broker a truce remain elusive, with Israel refusing to send negotiators to talks in Cairo. On Sunday, Israel announced it withdrew some troops from Gaza. More than 1,700 people have been killed in more than 3 weeks of fighting. At least 381 people died and nearly 2,000 others were injured when a strong earthquake hit southwest China's Yunnan province Sunday. Rescuers rushed victims to hospitals and picked through the rubble of destroyed homes in a desperate search for survivors in the wake of the magnitude 6.1 quake. In another part of China, the death toll from an explosion at a car parts factory rises to 71. The Saturday blast in Kunshan near Shanghai left 186 injured, many with severe burns and respiratory problems. An investigation showed the blast was caused by the ignition of dust from the production process. Witnesses say the blast tore the clothes off workers while the burns turned their skin gray or black. In Taiwan, authorities investigate Thursday's deadly gas explosions that rocked the island's densely populated second city as residents accused local authorities of failing to avert the tragedy. The gas explosion sparked massive fires which tore through Kaohsiung's Xinjiang district late Thursday, killing at least 28. The World Health Organization, or WHO, warns West Africa's Ebola epidemic is spiraling out of control. It could spread to other countries, causing catastrophic loss of life and severe economic disruption. WHO Chief Margaret Chan tells the leaders of Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia that the response is, quote, woefully inadequate. Chan says the outbreak is, quote, moving faster than our efforts to control it. Aid workers warn the ignorance about Ebola is pushing up the death toll. While the virus can kill victims within days, the pathogen itself is not particularly robust. It can be dealt with using soap and hot water. Epidemiologists say Ebola is relatively difficult to catch because it's not airborne. The virus requires contact with the body fluids of a victim. Though there is no vaccine, experts say Ebola is treatable. But in a country like Liberia, where remote communities are superstitious and often rely on witch doctors, damaging myths have built up. Among the most worrisome is the widespread belief that Ebola is a Western conspiracy. Another myth, entering an Ebola treatment center means accepting a death sentence. For our social media post of the day, controversial tweets from businessman Donald Trump. He tweets, "Stop the Ebola patients from entering the U.S." While some agree with him, many react negatively and call him names. Trump's criticism comes after two Americans with Ebola, Dr. Kent Brantley and missionary Nancy Wright-Ball, arrived in the U.S. Saturday. Both were flown in by private jet, fitted with a collapsible isolation chamber, and transferred to a special care isolation unit at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta. Officials at Emory say, quote, "They've gone over on a humanitarian mission and they've become infected giving medical care. We owe them the right to receive the best medical care that is available." Latest reports say Brantley's condition has improved. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 7, what does it take to become a K-pop star? Young artists spend grueling hours rehearsing, dieting, and touring, a punishing schedule imposed by record label management in a very competitive industry. One record label manager says it's, quote, "a survival tournament with agencies investing anywhere between $500,000 to $1 million to launch a band." At number 8, stop sharing USB drives. German security researchers find USB-connected devices can be reprogrammed to pose as another device. CNN reports this puts users at risk of identity theft and bank fraud, among others. Phones are a danger too. Infected phones charged through a laptop could compromise the user's computer. Antivirus software won't catch it because reprogrammed USBs are not computer viruses, just devices posing as a different one. And at number 10, set yourself on fire or pour ice-cold water over your head. These dares are making the rounds on social media, leading to serious consequences. U.S. media reports a teenager's recovering from second-degree burns caused by pouring rubbing alcohol on his body and igniting it, inspired by a fire challenge. News outlets in Germany earlier reported a man died while taking part in the cold water challenge. A huge bucket holding thousands of liters of water was being raised over a group of men, but the digging machinery toppled, crushing one man to death. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and viewers the most emotionally. These 10 stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter. We take a look today, the story that you just heard about, stop sharing USB flash drives. You can see here it's 57% afraid, 7% angry. That red coming out, the story that's gotten the most number of votes, story that published just on Sunday, is the Filipino middle class overtasked. This story is by AIM Professor Ron Mendoza and Enrico Gloria. 85% angry. That red, bringing out the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. It is Monday. Well, that is Rappler's Newscast for today, Monday, August 4th, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.